So let's get started with part 1, understanding basics. Okay, and here try to be curious like kids. They always ask the questions. Okay, somehow as we grow old, we stop asking the questions. We take things for granted, and that basically kills the entire curiosity. That basically kills the why behind every problem that we tackle into. So try to always be curious like a kid. So the very first is data. So data is a numerical expression of any activity, as we all know. It's not only a numerical, for that matter, it is not only a numerical. It is an expression of any activity in some way that makes sense. For example, if I say I have a car, it is not a data. But if I say I have a BMW car, it is more specific. It is talking about some data that I have a BMW car. Or if I say my car color is green or black, then it is a specific data. It is talking about some specific activity or expression. And if I say my mileage of the car is 10 kilometers per liter, it is also a data, numeric data, but a data. So data is basically expression of any activity in terms of numerics or in terms of some categorical variables. Okay, and before we start learning what is different types of data, let's pay attention to these two quotes said by these two peoples. Lord Kelvin, right? Everyone knows Lord Kelvin, who invented the Kelvin scale, degree Kelvin, and along with that there are multiple inventions that he does. And Kaoru Ishikawa, he's the one who invented fishbone diagram, Ishikawa diagram, also called as Ishikawa diagram, and cause and effect diagram. Right? I hope you are aware about this Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram. This is also called as 6M analysis. It resembles to the shape of the fish. So they said that Lord Kelvin said that if you are not able to express phenomena in numbers, you do not know anything about it, or you do not know about it adequately. So he is emphasizing himself on numbers. If I say I have a car, it is of no value. If I say I have BMW car, so I know something better about it, right? I know something better about it. If I say I am overweight, that is of no value. What do you mean by overweight? If I say my weight is, let's say, 90 kg, that means I am overweight considering my height. So if you are able to express any phenomena in some numbers, then you know something more about it adequately. If not numbers, then your knowledge is of no value. You don't know anything about it basically. So try to understand any concept based on numbers, based on some data. And Ishikawa says that conclusion based on facts and data are necessary for improvement. Right? So the main intent of learning these two quotes is emphasize on data and facts, and that is what we are going to learn today. So let's talk about types of data. Broadly speaking, there are two types of data. And before we start with this, let me ask you this question. Okay. So according to you, how many types of data are there? I just given the example of car. So what type of data is it? Yes, you can unmute yourself. You can speak or you can type in a chat. I'm saying I have a car of BMW. So what type of data it is? And I'm saying my car mileage is, let's say, 10 kilometers per liter.
It's attribute data type.
Attribute, which one? This one?
BMW.
BMW. Car
Attribute.
BMW. Yes.
Okay. And this one?
Continuous.
Continuous.
Consumer.
Perfect. Attribute BMW. So you guys have some basic understanding about type of data, attribute and continuous. So if I say my BMW car is having, let's say I allow my friend to drive a car. I have 3 friends and all of them had an experience to drive my BMW car, and one person is saying that your car, so I allow them to give a rating to my car on a scale of 1 to 5. On a scale of 1 to 5. So one person says it is okay, I'll give you 2 rating, I'll give your car 2 rating. One person says I'll give your car 3 rating, it is more better. And one person says it is amazing, I'll give you 5 rating. So what kind of data is it?
Variable data.
Variable.
Variable data.
Okay. Yes. Any other thought?
It is ordinal.
It becomes an attribute only because it's a categorical type of data.
Attribute. Okay. Categorical. Okay. Someone is saying nominal.
Ordinal.
Ordinal.
Ordinal actually.
Ordinal.
Yeah.
So what is mean by ordinal?
It has some logic, means there is a logic behind it.
Okay.
When we say means one, it is poor, means it has some meaning.
Okay.
Nominal data with have some meaning, logical sequence.
Great. So if I say I have two cars, one is BMW and the other is let's say Maruti Suzuki or any other brand. So what type of data is it? I have two cars. Or let's say you have three different friends who are working into three different companies and they have different packages. So three different type of data, three friends, three companies and three different packages.
Categorical.
Okay. So packages is going to be continuous variable.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get in depth of this type of data. I hope after the end of this single slide, every doubt with respect to type of data will be clear. So broadly speaking, there are two types of data, two broad categories. One is quantitative and second is qualitative. Okay, and everything that we measure in terms of numbers or categories will be quantified in any of this, will be categorized in any of this category, whether it is quantitative or qualitative. So if you look at the definition, data that can be measured with numbers such as duration or speed is going to be your quantitative data. And non-numerical data such as categories like response, yes, no, color, blue color car, red color car, or the type of car, BMW, Maruti Suzuki or Mercedes-Benz, whatever it is going to be your qualitative data. Right? To remember it, this quantity represents some numbers, right? Quantity. So this is talking about some numbers, and quality is talking about some characteristics, some category. Okay, so this way you can remember it easily. And then these two broad categories are divided into its subparts. Quantitative broad categories are two, discrete and continuous. There are subcategories, will not go into that detail, it is actually not required. But two broad categories, one is discrete and the second is continuous. Now discrete means whole numbers that can't be broken down in its items. I say I have three friends. I cannot have 3.5 friends, right? I cannot have 1.2 friends or 3.1 friends. It can be 3 or 4 or 1 or 2. So you cannot able to break it down. I have two cars. I will not be having 2.5 cars. So whole numbers that cannot be broken down is your discrete data. And remaining numbers are your continuous, that you can actually break it down. So let's take an example of mileage of the car. It can be 10, it can be 10.1, it can be 10.01, it can be 10.001 also. It depends on how you are measuring it. But you can basically break it down into its segments. And anything that you will be able to break it down into its segments is called as continuous data. For example, height. Your height can be 178 centimeter, it can be 178.2 centimeter, or it can be 178.5 centimeter, anything. You can break it down. Same goes to weight. So think about any variable that you can break it down. That is continuous variable. And then qualitative, again, categorized into two subparts. The very first is nominal and second is ordinal. So nominal, if you pay attention to this name, nominal talks about name. Nom stands for name. I'm writing it with my mouse, so okay, don't pay attention to that. Nominal stands for name. So data used for naming variables such as color, such as zone, north, south, east, west, such as gender, male, female, or type of car, BMW, Mercedes-Benz. These are nominal data, some name variables. And ordinal data talks about some orders. Ordinal, so you can remember it using this order, ORD. Ordinal stands for ordered data, right? This word here, ordered data. So data is used to describe the order of values, such as 1 for happy, 2 for neutral, and 3 for unhappy. So the earlier example that I given, rating given by my 3 friends for my car, one is saying, someone is saying 1 rating, someone is saying 3, someone is saying 5. So ordinal data, there is some kind of order. So 5 is at maybe higher order or lower order depending on the definition of your scale, right? Customer rating, 5-star rating, 1 star is poor, 5 star is best. So this is ordinal data. User experience, ordinal data. Satisfied, not satisfied, happy, unhappy, these are ordinal data. You can stack it in terms of orders, in terms of some sequence. So these are broad categories, and in data analysis, in problem solving, we are dealing with any of this category. Okay, think about any example, you will be able to put it into any of these categories. Yes. So if I say, let's look at the count. There are 23 people in the room. In the session, there are 23 people. So what type of data is it?
Discrete.
Continuous.
Continuous or discrete?
Discrete.
Can we have 23.5 people?
No.
Discrete.
Discrete data, right? Whole numbers that cannot be broken down. So number of defects. Let's say I brought a car and my car has 3 defects. 1 defect is in engine, 1 defect is in door, and 1 defect is in maybe steering. 3 defects. So there cannot be 3.5 defects. There can be 3 or 4 or 2 or 3. So whole numbers, right? And if I say there are 24 people in the room and the average experience of all the people is let's say 3 years. So what type of data is it?
Continuous.
Continuous, right? It can be 3 years. It can be like 1,000 days. It can be into minutes. It can be into seconds, and you can break it down. So time is a continuous variable. Okay, so I hope this is clear to all of you. Type of data. This is the basis of all the analysis that we do.